another live edition of the Real Estate Show, South Florida's #1 program about real estate, America's longest running daily radio show all about real estate. My name is Eric Willner, and I am your host, and we are here live Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, live here at 5 p.m. Just remember that. It's 5 by 5 by 5, and we're also here 5 different ways that you can catch us on the AM, the FM, the apps, on our website at automaticlandlord.com, and also on Facebook Live, as we are now broadcasting on Facebook as well. We got a great show for you today. You know, last week we spent the entire week talking about house hacking. If you missed any of those programs, you can always go to our website at automaticlandlord.com, where all of these shows are archived. All you do is go to the top of the page where it says The Real Estate Show. Click on it. If you're there live at 5, you can listen to us streaming right there. If you're not, you can always listen to any of the archived shows. Of course, all of last week, 5 days a week, we talked about house hacking. And, you know, we started off the week Monday talking about what is house hacking, you know, and how did the word hacking that used to be a bad word become a good word? And as a good word, what is the good news about being able to house hack? And we got a lot of great response, a lot of interest in what we're doing and showing you how to, you know, get into real estate faster, easier, with less risk and lower costs. You know, we talked about our down payment assistance. We talk about our low down payment real estate programs. We talked about all sorts of different things which fall under the umbrella of house hacking. And then we went on Tuesday after defining it, describing it, and really understanding it. On Tuesday, we went and talked about 5 different ways to house hack that you can get free housing. And it doesn't mean that the housing is free. It just means that you're not paying for it. And so understanding that, again, was really interesting on Tuesday. We even talked about later on Wednesday when we gave 5 more ways to house hack. You know, and one day we showed you how to do it for free. Next day, we showed you how to be able to get a positive cash flow. Imagine living somewhere and having someone else not only pay for your housing expenses, but even get paid to live where you live. So great thing to review. If you missed last week, go back and listen to it. All you have to do is go to automaticlandlord.com, go under the archives, look up last week's shows, Monday through Friday. There's 5 good shows. Or you can even go to our Facebook page. And it doesn't matter whether you have Facebook or not. Just go to facebook.com/The Real Estate Show, all one word. If you don't have a Facebook page, just facebook.com/The Real Estate Show. If you do have a Facebook, then just type in The Real Estate Show with no spaces, and you should go right there. You'll see the Real Estate Show radio logo. You'll see yours truly there, and then you can listen and or watch any one of last week's shows. They're all posted up there now. So before I get into this week, and what I wanted to do this week is, you know, we got so much positive feedback on that subject that I want to sort of go talk about house hacking 2.0, or let's talk about accelerating what you're doing once you become a homeowner. Now, again, we have this program called our VIP Homeowners Program. And if you want information on the brochure on how to get into the VIP program, the information is absolutely free. All you have to do is text VIP to our text line, our dedicated text line, which is 561-861-2366. That's 561-861-2366. And then type, like I said, text the word VIP, and it'll start the process of getting you the information. All automatic, all automated. You don't have to talk to anybody unless you want to. And then you can also, it'll give you the option to do that as well. So that's the cool thing about that. And the other thing before I get started on how to accelerate, what homeownership we're talking about. It's funny because some people think that when I ask somebody, do you own your own home? And they say, no, the bank does. And I guess it depends on what state you're in because of the way that they have, a fee simple deed like in Florida, or whether you have a trust deed like you do in California. But some people don't view that they own their home until they're free of the bank's attachment to it, which of course, because they lent the money, they're going to have an attachment. And so we're going to talk about how to free that bond, and not only to own a home in your name, but own a home in your name free of any encumbrances, no first mortgages, second mortgages, or anything like that. So stay tuned. That's what we're going to talk about this week. And if you want to own a home faster, then this week is going to be key for you. Before I get into that, though, I do want to remind our listeners, I did announce this once last week. We are now in the market looking for a social media intern, somebody with creative design skills and content strategy skills is what we're looking for. Somebody to take our social media up to the next level. We have a bunch of stuff. It's already up there. Got lots of followers. That's great. What we want to do is we want to take it to the next level so that we really get that reach and that information out there to everyone possible that could really benefit from this, because we're talking about something that could literally change your life, something that could literally put thousands upon thousands, tens and sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars back in your pocket, as opposed to into the lender's pocket, as opposed to your landlord's pocket, as opposed to anybody else's pocket. So what we want is we're looking for a social media intern, somebody who's, we're not looking for GPAs or fancy degrees or anything. We're looking for somebody who knows how to get it done and who wants to learn real estate in the process. So you're going to get exposed to some of the most cutting edge real estate practices going on in the market today while helping us with our social media. So you'll be working remotely, or you can come in and work in our office, office/studio in Boca Raton. You must have the following skills. So if you're interested, then what you're going to do is write down our dedicated text number, which is 561-861-2366. And you're going to text the word intern. Text intern if you want to submit yourself as a candidate for our social media intern for the real estate show to 561-861-2366. Once again, that's 561-861-2366. Text the word intern. Now, the other skills we're looking for is proficiency in either Photoshop or Canva. That's real important, or another similar design tool. But that's really where you get the graphics, because that's the first thing we want to sort of take to the next level. We want LinkedIn, the more, the better. But certainly the first ones are a must. And that means, by the way, what we're really looking for is somebody that comes up with custom, engaging, and unique. So we've got a never-ending source of content here. As you know, we're here live 5 days a week, and 5 days a week we're doing live, brand new shows every week. The most state-of-the-art, cutting-edge, today's market information, not what used to work back in the 1980s and the 1990s, or even in the early 2000s, because you know where that got everybody. And back in 2008, there was really a 100% clock reset. And so that's why it's so important to have a current show that's always fresh, new, and active in the marketplace. Hopefully that intern will have excellent writing skills, with obviously proper grammar is important. You're going to be a reflection of the real estate show. Of course, there's always spell checks and everything like that, but we're really looking for somebody that knows how to communicate properly, well, with good grammar, good spelling, and all that stuff. You'll report directly to me. You'll be dealing with me on a regular basis. And so that's going to be, like I said, a really exciting opportunity, particularly somebody that maybe is in college for communications or marketing or social media. This is a great opportunity, and it certainly will look good. Again, 561-861-2366 is the text line. Text the word intern to 561-861-2366. So let's talk a little bit about accelerating that process towards ownership. And on Tuesday, by the way, we're going to really get into, one of the most cutting edge, equity accelerating, debt shredding opportunities that anybody who's a homeowner, and this is not just for first-time home buyers or entry level, this is for any price range. What I will tell you is that if you employ what we're going to teach you on Tuesday, that you can cut the amount of interest that you would pay to the bank in half, literally in half. You could cut the amount of time that it takes to pay off a mortgage from 30 years to 10, literally in, less than 15. For sure, we're going to cut it in half, all depending on your current financial situation and what you're able to do. You can accelerate this, but the neat thing about this, a lot of this is doing things that you're just not doing optimally right now. So you don't have to go out and get another job. You don't have to make extra money. If you're not upside down right now, this is a sure way. In fact, it even comes with a warranty and a guarantee. This is a sure way for you to be able to reduce the amount of interest that you pay on any debt. In fact, we're going to talk about it as far as a mortgage, because this is what helps people to own their homes free and clear faster. But it works in any situation. It works on car loans, credit cards. It works on boat loans, RV loans, lines of credit, home equity lines, you name it. This will crush the debt that you have. And like I said, reduce it to 1/2 to 1/3 of what it would take. And so we're going to dive deep into that on Tuesday. And you're going to really like that. Then on Wednesday, we're going to dive a little bit into the credit repair aspect, because you see, the higher the interest rate, think of interest rate a lot like the current in a river. And the higher the current is, the harder it is to swim upstream, if you can at all, right? Because if the river is raging, then it's not even a possibility. So if you're paying double-digit interest rates, it's just never going to happen, right? Because you're not going to be able to even find ways, investments, or earn fast enough to keep up with it. And that's why what we're going to talk about on Tuesday, about how to get rid of and eliminate. And by the way, not only does that eliminate debt, but it actually lowers your effective interest rate on your existing loan. So it doesn't require refinancing, doesn't require debt consolidation or any of those things that have negative effects on your credit. Because again, on Wednesday, we're going to start talking into the credit aspect. And if we can lower that interest rate and slow it down, then the more that we can slow it down, whether we slow it down a couple of interest rate points, that will make a difference. If we can lower it down, for example, today, if you were to consolidate your high interest rate credit cards and high interest rate personal loans into a 2 to 3% mortgage rate, just that will make things a lot easier. And then you take what we're going to teach on Tuesday again to accelerate the payoff in that. And then now you're going to make progress heading upstream, getting to, the beautiful lake where you can relax with no debt, no current, no interest rate at all, to use that metaphor. So we're going to talk about that this week. We're going to talk about a work for equity program. Now, imagine if you could get into one of these houses like we were talking about last week in house hacking, and then we could pair you with a work for equity program that a few private lenders offer. And this is kind of neat too, because if you come to the table with certain skills, this afternoon I was talking to a painter who wanted to contribute his painting skills. He's got all the equipment, he's got all the stuff, and he wants to be able to use that to create value in an exchange. Maybe you're a contractor, a plumber, a drywall specialist, or just an all-around handy person, and you could do work for equity. This is very interesting, and in a way of basically transforming your sweat hours into dollars. And so we're going to talk about that this week. We're going to talk about other ways of getting bonus credits depending on the type of financing that you have. We've talked about grants, for example, and some grants have no strings attached. It's money, you get it up front, and there's nothing that has to happen. Some grants require you to live in the house for at least a certain amount of time, and then they forgive it. So it's a delayed grant. Some of them will, but if you decide to move, then you've got to either pay them back or pay interest. So there's a lot of different things out there that I think most people aren't even aware of. But imagine now harnessing some of those things, like I said, to do this house hacking and building credit and building equity. Whether it's down payment assistance for the Homes for Heroes program, which are programs for the frontline responders here during a pandemic. We have special stuff going on for firefighters, for policemen, for teachers, for nurses, and all of the related jobs that support them even qualify. So that's just for starters. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We're going to take a few words to hear from our sponsor. When we come back, I'm going to talk about some of the other things that we're going to be covering all week long now, as we accelerate the house hacking process to the way where we're starting to build equity. Payoff date is coming. So don't touch that dial. You're listening to The Real Estate Show. My name is Eric Willner, and I will be right back. How's my Facebook world doing today? Hey, Wayne, Ralph, Delbert. What are you guys doing? How's real estate treating you guys? Sonia, Joseph. Yeah, I know. Felipe. Good to see you too. What you guys think of last week's conversation for just introducing the whole concept of house hacking? I don't hear very many people talking about that. It's very hard to get really good information about that. And so many people could save so much money. I'll tell you that the smart investors, they know a lot of this stuff, and they're using this stuff all the time. Now, of course, if you don't want to own your home faster, if you don't care about equity, then who cares anyway? P.S. If any of you know a candidate for an intern, let them know. And welcome back. For those of you just joining us here on The Real Estate Show, my name is Eric Willner, and I'm your host, and we are here live Monday through Friday. That's 5 days a week, live here at 5 p.m. That's Eastern Time. And coming at you, depending on how you're hearing us today, there's 5 different ways. We're on the AM 1470 in South Florida. We're on the FM at 96.9, 95.3, just to name a few. And then we are on the apps. And this is now the barriers to geography fall down, because if you have cell phone and you have one of the free apps like the iHeartRadio app, the TuneIn app, or any of these podcast apps that are out there, all you have to do is search for WWNN Money Talk Radio 1470 is one that pops to the top for some reason. Is just look for that and listen in at 5 p.m. And it's basically like having a radio on your phone. You know, the 1,001 uses of your cell phone these days. I did a report one time. It was really fun. I did 101 uses, the modern Swiss Army knife, which is your phone. It's funny how most people won't leave the house without their phone. They'll U-turn and turn right back around and go back home and get your cell phone. Wallet, we can get by with that. In fact, now with Apple Pay and all the different online payment forms, and even sometimes even just with a picture of your credit card. Before the break, I was mentioning, I just want to mention for anyone who might just have joined us, we're looking for a social media intern to come work and join the team here at The Real Estate Show. If you know somebody with social media skills, and while I'm not looking for GPA, I'm not even looking at specific an age category. Sometimes the younger, the better. They know what's going on. But we're looking for somebody who's got creative design skills and content strategy skills to join our real estate team. and they'll be working remotely most of the time, but some of the times directly working with me at our office in our Boca Raton office. So be it a he, be it a she, be it young, be it old, text the word intern to 561 861 2366. Once again, that's 561 861 2366. If you've got skills with Canva, if you've got skills with any other design tools for doing social media, if you're comfortable with Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a big one for us. If you've got that kind of marketing skills and know how to get reaction, get engagement, and get coverage, then we want to hear from you. Again, just text intern to 561 861 2366. So as we continue our conversation about accelerating building equity using these house hacking, the basics, the foundational things that I talked about all last week, now I wanted to take it to the next level and now use that. Let's just assume that we got you to the point where you're now under contract for your house, and or get something. If not under contract, you already got it. If you're frustrated in that process in any way, don't get left behind. The time for buying real estate, let me just tell you, because I think that we've got a major backlog of demand for the inventory. You're not going to see prices in real estate go down so soon. You will see it slow down as the foreclosures that were also built into the pipeline. But all the forbearance has shrunk back dramatically. We are talking to hedge fund managers, REO managers. We're talking to asset managers on a regular basis, trying to get as much information, because we're going to be at the front door when there is that window of opportunity, that when it opens up, when the states, the federal government already has, but when the states begin to release the foreclosures and they stop obstructing it, you're going to see properties come into the marketplace. But remember, there is a ton of money sitting on the sidelines waiting for that to happen. I told you before, when we did a whole entire week just talking about REOs and the components of REOs and who's in that game. And they will candidly tell you that not every property that gets foreclosed is coming back on the market. Some of these companies are going to hold on to them themselves. They've seen what Invitation Homes has done. They've seen what Blackstone has done, and how well they have done. They're going to put it into their own portfolio, and they're going to recover. They're going to recover a lot of the money that they lost in two ways. The banks never lose, and you know that. They're going to recover it in two ways. Number one, they're going to get cash flow, and they're going to fill back in the hole that was caused while the payments were missing. Number one. Number two, they're going to gain from holding on to the assets as the appreciation continues. And you're going to see that the banks are going to do very well. They're going to have record earnings. Mark my word. So, by the way, I'm watching here on Facebook some of the comments, and hey there, Raphael. And in fact, they was telling me this is the first time he's heard anybody talk about this topic. And we're going to talk about this topic all week long. And we're going to go in some big depth. Hey, Rosa. And like I said, we're going to talk about the credit repair along the way. We're going to talk about accelerating your payoff of your mortgage. We're going to show you all the ways to get around paying the maximum amount of interest that the banks would like you to pay. Stop paying your landlord. Stop paying the banks. And take notes here and follow what we're doing. You're gonna be glad that you did. Anyway, music is coming into my ear, means that we're done here for our Monday show. Our Monday's on a mission. We'll be back again here tomorrow for our Tuesday tools, tips, and techniques. We're gonna talk to you about how to accelerate paying off that debt. So join us each and every day, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. right here where you found us. Until then, this is Eric Willner signing off. Drive safe, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to The Real Estate Show, brought to you by Capital One Group, LLC in Boca Raton. Eric Wilson at Capital One Group.